What's up, good people? I'm the creator of WTF2, where women talk football too, and the author of When Football Season Turns You Into His Side Chick, the ultimate survival guide for relationships and households during football season. I'm an award-winning sports writer. My name is Latasha Miles, aka Joan, Madden, the Gridiron Goddess, and you're tuning to another episode of A Mile a Minute here on SheSPN, the network. And today, I want to talk about one of my favorite parts of football season. Fantasy football! Ah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, fantasy football. And I want to give you a few tips, not necessarily tips on drafting, but just overall tips as we get into this fantasy football thing, all right? So fantasy football drafting, it is definitely about quality, not quantity. And I'm saying that because, look, you don't need to get into 5 or 6 drafts. 2 and 3 drafts are just fine, maybe 4 at the most. But again, 5 and 6, definitely don't do that. And just make sure that you get in good leagues. And I'm talking about leagues that have like some incentives, you know, a trophy, some bragging rights amongst your fellas, some money, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna wash your car if they lose, somebody gonna buy you some food, things like that. Just make sure you get into good quality drafts. Again, it's all about quality, not necessarily quantity. Because here's the thing, when you start getting into these 5 and 6 leagues, you're going to find yourself rooting for and against the same players. The same player that may help you win in a league could turn around and be the reason why you lose if they have a good week as well. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're playing in that many leagues, you're going to have that certain player in your team, but you're also going to end up playing against them. So that's why you don't want to have so many teams that you're playing in. You're going to make sure that you want to draft well, draft successfully. Make sure that you load up maybe like on running backs, for instance, because that can help you on down the line, especially when we start getting to the meat of the season when the injuries come into play, things of that nature. Stocking up on like running backs, for instance, that'll help you with trade bait as we go throughout the season. And ladies, definitely make sure that you get into fantasy football leagues as well. I'm telling you, it is big fun. And it's so much fun to end up beating these guys in leagues, and then the other guys in the leagues remind the guys that, hey, man, you just got beat by a girl. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. It's priceless. So, again, ladies, you definitely want to get in. It's not just a boys' game. It's not just a guys' world. We can have some fun and win. And when you go to a draft party, definitely be courteous, okay? Bring some beers to share, bring some wings to share, something along those lines. Hey, even hop on the grill, but just make sure that you're definitely being courteous in doing so. And the season begins on Thursday, September the 8th. It's the Super Bowl rematch between Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. Again, that's Thursday, September the 8th. I'm sure you all have your calendars marked. But keep in mind that Labor Day is that Monday, September the 5th. So look, make sure you have all of your fantasy drafts kind of wrapped up by then, before the holiday weekend, so that folks can enjoy the last holiday of the summer before football season really gets in the swing of things. Put some respect on the holiday weekend's name. If you don't get them wrapped up by Monday, September the 5th, then maybe have a draft on that Tuesday, September the 6th, or that Wednesday, September the 7th. But again, just appreciate the holiday weekend. Let people enjoy them time, enjoy their last holiday of the summer with family and friends or things of that nature. Try your best not to have a draft during that weekend. Fantasy football is a lot of fun. It's very addictive. There's a lot of perks associated with fantasy football. The incentives, again, the trophy, the bragging rights, that you beat up on some of your homies and things like that, the money that's associated with it. But at the end of the day, do not take fantasy football personally, okay? This is just a virtual team, all right? These players, this ain't your real team, not in real life, okay? Again, this is not reality. It's fantasy football, that is. All right? But everybody, have a good time with the draft. Enjoy this season. That's going to do it for this episode of A Mile a Minute here on SheSPN, the network. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I'm your girl, Latasha Miles, a.k.a. Joan Madden, the Gridiron Goddess, and I'm out.
What's going on, good people? It's your girl again, Latasha Miles, a.k.a. Joan Madden, the Gridiron Goddess. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @she_SPN and at Facebook at Latasha Joan Madden Miles. and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is SheSPN the Network. Hey, I'm kind of a big deal. You know, I'm a little bit cute, got some beauty, got some brains. That way on that channel, you'll be able to see the interviews that I've done, some of the famous people that I worked with, the projects I worked on, things of that nature. And don't forget to log on to CreateSpace.com and Amazon.com and get your copies of my book, When Football Season Turns You Into His Side Chick, The Ultimate Survival Guide for Relationships and Households during football season. I appreciate your support. And hey, I gotta run. They're over here calling me on the other line. I gotta manage another fantasy football league. I'm out.